Hey everybody, Pete here. I'm out back of my house with my barbecue that we had put in like 20 years ago. And after some time, I decided that I would just stop using it for a lot of different reasons. But I'll show you the reason why I stopped using it and what I've replaced it with. So let's jump right into it. One of the biggest reasons I stopped using this is because, like any other outdoor barbecue or cooking grill, it's outside year round. And as you can see, I mean, it's gotten pretty dirty just sitting out here outside all year round. All the controls will get kind of dirty. There's spider webs on them. And so let's take a look inside. I mean, as you can see, this thing sits out here all year round. It's not airtight, so I mean, there are little side holes where bugs and things can get in here. Here's a spider web right here. I don't know if you can see it. And who knows what all kinds of bugs have been crawling around on this thing. I mean, I know we can clean it every time we use it, but as you can see, through the years, there's a lot of blackness under here from all the grease and the stuff that's gotten on it. And all of that stuff taken together can just really affect the taste of the food and everything else that you're trying to do with this thing. So let me show you what I am now using instead of this. So my wife and I were looking for a good alternative to that grill that we just saw outside. And I wanted to find something where I could cook inside all year round. Now, where we live in Southern California, it can sometimes be pretty mild through the winter, but sometimes I don't want to stand outside in the dark and in the cold and try to grill some food out there. So here's what we have now. We now use this indoor grill by Simple Living Products. This particular model may not be available, but I'll leave a link down in the description below for some models that you can take a look at. Now, this is really a great machine, and here's why. Lots of different reasons. You can see this nice grill top. It'll give you all of the grilled meat lines that you'll want on your meat. And the best part is this little grill is fully removable. You can throw it in the dishwasher. It stays super clean. Which brings us to the second part about the cleanliness of it. There's a drip pin in the bottom, and it too is fully removable. You just slide it out, and you can take this drip pan and put it in the dishwasher as well if you need to do that. So it makes it really super easy to clean. And with the hood open, so to speak, I'm going to show you how this thing works because it's really quite amazing. So you simply just turn this on. This particular one has two settings. There's kind of a medium heat setting and a high setting. And the way this works is inside behind this glass, you can see these bright coils that have just come on behind this. There's a glass window here on both sides. There's another one on the other side. And these heat up amazingly hot. I can feel a lot of heat right now. I'm not going to keep my hand in there very long, and I don't suggest that you do either if you're cooking something. But these heat up really, really hot. It gets up to like 400 and some odd degrees. So we're going to let that heat up a little bit, and we're going to put some meat on there, and I'll show you how well this works. And before I get the meat on there, I'm just going to take that drip tray, put it right back in there to pick up any drippings that may fall. And by the way, there are not very many drippings because this does not work the same way as a outdoor barbecue or a grill. I should say not very much smoke coming from this because fat and grease that drops down, it drops down just into that fairly cool tray. It doesn't drop into a heat source that just immediately burns the fat from your meat and causes a bunch of smoke. So that's why they sometimes call these near zero smoke or zero smoke indoor grills. So then we'll just put this nice Teflon thing right back on here, super easy to clean, and we'll just let that heat up for a while. So we're going to cook something easy here tonight. This is about 1.125 pounds of pasture-raised, non-GMO, boneless, skinless chicken breast. So this is going to be pretty easy to cook. Now, cooking chicken breast can sometimes be somewhat difficult if you don't want it to be rubbery or hard or lacking moisture. It can sometimes, when you cook it, it can just cook all the moisture out of it and it can become tough, and I don't like that. Now with something like chicken breast, like the ones I just showed you, as I said, because there's no bone in it, there isn't the skin on it, some of those things can sometimes give flavor and moisture to chicken breasts. I'm often looking for recipes where I can cook these types of chicken breasts on the grill so that they actually have some flavor and are not just dried out pieces of chicken. So for that, I thought, who could I contact? Who's somebody I know who really knows how to cook chicken really well? So I decided I'd contact one of the finest chefs I know, and I'll let you in on the call. And here we go. Hey, I have about 1.125 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts, which are in 2 pieces, and I'm going to cook them on my indoor grill, and I need to know how I can cook them so that they don't become like hard and retain some moisture. And I also need to know what are some good spices that I can rub into them so that they taste good. And I need you to tell me how long I need to cook them on my indoor grill and how long it takes before I flip them over. So give me those instructions.
Start by pounding those breasts to an even 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch thickness. It helps them cook more evenly. Then give them a quick rub of olive oil so your spices will stick. As for seasoning, a solid mix is salt, pepper, garlic powder, maybe a little smoked paprika, maybe a bit of dried oregano or thyme. Just rub that all in. Make sure it's all covered. Then preheat your indoor grill on medium-high for a good 5 minutes so it gets nice and hot. When you lay the chicken down, don't move it for about 5 to 6 minutes. That's gonna get you those good grill marks and also release naturally. Then flip it. Another 5 minutes or so on the second side, depending on thickness. You're aiming for an internal temp of 165. Once it's there, pull them off and then let them rest for about 5 minutes so the juices can settle. That rest is what is gonna keep them nice and juicy instead of drying out.
Hey, thanks, buddy. And hey, can you say something with a French accent in English so it sounds like I consulted a real French chef?
Yes, you see. Make sure your chicken rests before serving, otherwise it is dry.
So I've been letting our indoor grill heat up here for about 5 or 6 minutes. I'm going to use my meat thermometer. Actually, I'm going to put it right onto the surface of the grill here to see how hot it is. You can see in the room right now where I am at 69.4 degrees. I don't know if you can see that very well, but let's just kind of touch this to the grill and see what the temperature of our grill is. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's climbing really fast. So our grill surface is already up to like 340 degrees and it's continuing to climb. So it's going to be nice and hot for that chicken. I've mixed the recommended seasonings in this bowl, so I'm just going to shake these around a bit so that we can get them ready to, put on our chicken. I'm going to be handling the chicken now, and of course I have some latex gloves on. It's always important to have that on. As they say, you shouldn't really touch raw meat, without some kind of either super washing your hands afterward or wearing some gloves. So in this case, I'm going to choose to wear some gloves. Since I wasn't really listening too closely when our famous French chatbot chef was telling us everything, it's a good thing I have it all written down here. So now I can figure out what I'm supposed to do next, and that is put our chicken on our grill. And we come over here to our thermometer and we see that this is closing in on 400 degrees here. So that's ready to go. Next, we'll take our tongs and place the chicken onto the grill, and you can already hear it sizzling there. So this is going to be nice and hot, and we'll leave it on here for about 6 minutes, as was the instruction. And the whole point of this is to basically show you why I no longer use the outdoor grill. And one of the reasons is, look how nice and clean this is. I mean, this beautiful clean Teflon surface here, those infrared lights in there. You're going to see that drip pan is nice and clean, and this pretty much stays nice like this. And I'll show you when we flip this chicken over in about 5 or 6 minutes that this is just a really clean way to cook these chickens or anything else. And of course, you can cook vegetables on here: corn on the cob, zucchini, squash, whatever else that you want to cook on here. And it works really, really well to cook your vegetables and anything else you're going to put on here, and it makes a delightful dinner. Now, obviously, this indoor grill is nowhere nearly the size of the outdoor grill, so that's one downside to this. If you're going to have a large group of people over, you're going to have lots of guests, and you're going to need 15, 20 hamburger patties. If you're going to do that on this grill, you'd have to, this indoor grill, you'd have to do it in batches, whereas you could do it outside in one batch. But again, the thing I like about this is that as this is cooking so nice and cleanly, it's not going to have any of that butane taste or any of that charcoal taste or charcoal lighter fluid taste or any of that kind of stuff that really can mar the flavor of the food. And I'm smelling this right now with the smells and the scents and the olive oil on there and everything else that's really melding together nicely. And as you can see, I mean, there's no smoke coming up. It's just really a clean way to cook this meat. Our 5-minute timer just went off, so let's just flip these and see how things are going. Again, you can see how clean that grill is underneath where we just picked up this chicken. We're just going to turn that over. Oh, and you can see how beautiful and golden brown that is. You can see that the spices are kind of sizzling on the top there, maybe a little hard to see, and we'll turn this one over as well. Again, just really cooking nice and cleanly. There's some sizzling of the spices there. Little bit of stuff falling inside, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it very well inside that hole. Don't want to burn my camera up here, but yeah, it just cooks really cleanly. And while the meat's cooking on the flip side, I wanted to just go through in kind of bullet point fashion those top like 8 or 10 reasons why I decided to stop using that outdoor grill and using this one inside. And I made a list, so let me just put my glasses on and see where we are. Well, the first one, reason number one, of course, is a cleaner cooking experience. There aren't those outdoor filthy grates like the one that you saw that you basically have to clean with a hard metal brush before you even use it to make sure that it's going to be clean and usable. There isn't all that soot and ashes, and if you have like a charcoal outdoor barbecue or even a butane tank one, or even like what we have here, a natural gas one that's plumbed into the gas lines, still it can all leave those flavors that kind of make it not taste very good. So before I can even use that outdoor grill, I have to go through this entire heavy-duty cleaning process just to get it to that point. Number two reason is year-round convenience. So whether if it's raining outside or freezing cold or it's hot out, wind, none of that stuff matters because I can just cook on this grill inside all the time. Number three is that this thing obviously has a very easy setup. It's very lightweight. I don't think the whole thing, even with the Teflon top on it and the drip pan, weighs more than about 5 or 6 pounds, if that. Easy to just pull out the plug after I've taken the things out of the dishwasher and slide it into a cupboard, which is what we do. So it's easy to set up. You plug it in, you preheat it, and you cook, and that's all there is to it. There's no propane tanks, there's no charcoal, there's no any of that kind of thing, no problems with the lighting outside. The fourth reason, easy cleanup. As I told you before, I can just throw those important pieces into the dishwasher and it's really clean. I'm going to show you that as soon as we're done here. Reason 5 is that there's none of that fuel flavor that I told you about, whether it's butane or... Now that's a personal preference because I know there's some people who kind of like that flavor and that's totally fine. But I prefer tasting the flavor of the meat and the seasoning over that. Number 6 is that whatever I cook on here, whether it's meat or vegetables, asparagus, those big mushroom head things, whatever they're called, I forgot. You still get those nice grill marks on them, and that's a nice touch on this because if you're cooking burgers or meat or anything else like that, it's nice to have those nice grill marks on there. Number 7, I think we're on maybe, is temperature control. I have a lot more control over this than the heat than there on the machine outside. Plus there are the 2 settings on this one, and some of the other machines that I'll leave in the link below may have more settings than just the 2 that mine have, but this one works perfectly for that. The next reason, number 8, I think, is what we're on. You can cook right beside the rest of your kitchen. So as you can see, I have this on my kitchen counter, so I can prepare this inside. It doesn't heat up this room a lot. I mean, there's some heat coming up, but it's not like it's making this room abominable. And as you can see, there's zero smoke coming off of that whatsoever. Number 9, there's less mess from grease. That drip tray, which I'll show you when this is done here, is going to be almost virtually clean. Now that's going to vary between meats because we did cook some high-fat beef. I think it was like 80-20 beef on here last week. I think it was 2 peppercorn beef patties to make some burgers. And those did drip a lot because, of course, the higher the fat content, the more dripping there's going to be. And those ones did leave off a little bit of smoke because of the heat and some of that, because of the higher fat content. And as to my last 2 points, I think it's 10 and 11, versatility. I mean, as I said, you can cook burgers and chicken and steak and vegetables on this, fish. I've cooked salmon on it. It can handle a lot more than, people just assume. Anything essentially that you can cook outside on the outdoor grill, you can cook on here. And because of the length of this thing, I think it's about 16 inches long there, we can put a full rack of ribs on there and cook that, and we've done that too. And the last point that kind of goes along with the one I just said is that it can still go outside. I happen to have a plug out there where that barbecue is, and I could plug this in and put it on that same surface where the barbecue is, and I could cook these outside and enjoy all the outdoor fun with family or whatever. If we're outside in the back and enjoying a summer evening or whatever, this can come right along outside and cook things outside as well without having to use that grill. And then a final point here is that when these are called smokeless grills, what does smokeless really mean? Well, it doesn't mean zero smoke, as I just mentioned to you. There was some smoke that came off of those 80-20 beef patties that we made. So you can't say that these are actually zero smoke grills, but they still produce some vapor, maybe some wisps here and there, but it's far, far less than what you get outside when drippings and stuff drip right into the heat source, into the butane flames or the charcoal flames or whatever else like that, and it's just going to burn that fat and create all that smoke and stuff to go all over the food. So who's this best for? Well, anybody like me who wants to have a cleaner way of cooking. We do have the outdoor grill, but this would be great for people who live in an apartment or a condo. They don't have an outdoor space or an outdoor grill, but still want to be able to have the ability to cook grilled foods inside, and they don't want to clean outdoor grills and such like that, or don't want to cook outside in bad weather. And then, what are the downsides, or what do you really give up when you have this? I took some notes on this as well. That if you like that charcoal smoke flavor and all of that traditional flame grilled flavor, you may not get that on this, and that's something you give up. So if that's a preference for you, then an outdoor grill is going to be better, than getting one of these and having it in your house. So our instructions said that we should have an interior inside temperature for this meat of 165, and this is at 165.2, so which is just about perfect for this. So these two are completely done. So lastly, we're going to take a clean pair of tongs. You could have just washed the last ones, but those were touching raw meat. So these are done, as I said. We're just going to take these and put them on a couple of plates here so that they, we can let them rest for a few minutes and then do a quick taste test. But in the meantime, I'm just going to show you, this thing is finished now, so we're just going to turn this all the way off. You can see the lights going down, those infrared coil, or not infrared, but whatever those heating coils are in there, they're turning off. And our grill, as you can see, is calming down. And what we'll do is once this cools down, we'll just take, as I said earlier, both of these pieces, this Teflon top here and that drip pan down below. As you can see, we can just pull that out. And it doesn't have a whole lot, it doesn't have a lot in it, as you can see. It's just, still fairly clean. It has some drippings in it, and that we'll just put into the dishwasher as soon as it cools down a bit. And we'll just leave this one on here until it cools down. So we've allowed our chicken to cool down sufficiently as we were instructed. And as you can see, there's lots of nice juiciness that's still in this as I press down on this piece of chicken. So we're going to cut into it and see if it's any good. So I'm going to cut this piece just right in half to see if it cooked all the way through like we were hoping it would. Of course, this is chicken and you want it to be looking just like that. You can see all that nice juiciness that's still in there. So I'm going to cut off a little piece of this right in the middle where it's going to be the juiciest, and I'm going to taste it. So here we go, the taste test. Let's see if it's good. Perfect. Juicy in the middle. And the spices are wonderful on it. You can put whatever spices you want on it. And it's just, as I said, it's just very juicy and very tender, and it turned out perfectly. So that chicken turned out absolutely perfectly, and those are my reasons why I stopped using that outside grill and have been using this one completely. And everything I cook on it has turned out perfectly so far. So thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful to you. I'm going to leave in the description below, as I said, a link to an indoor grill that's just like this one, as well as a ton of other choices that you can get right now on Amazon, as well as some good cooking tools and implements that you can use to make some great pieces of meat or make some good vegetables, whatever it is you want to cook on here. Thanks again for watching. If this video you found helpful and you liked watching it, it sure would help us to grow our channel if you'd be so kind as to like and subscribe. So thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next one.